Alright, so game number 3 here on the way. I'm definitely going to call Ogna as the favorite because of how strong a style he's shown so far in TVP. But not going to count James completely out at this point. We now have on Whirlwind, close by air positions, it's going to be Ogna at the bottom left as our red Terran player. 1-1 right now.
And in the bottom right, our teal Protoss is James.
That's right, James, with the spam action going on, although right now it's not as high as it usually is. I'm sorry, yes it is. I'm sorry, yes it is.
Yeah, he's repeatedly clicking on his probes and then on his base. I mean, I see a lot of pro players do that even. Just kind of warm your fingers up a bit for the kind of strain they're going to be under in the next few moments.
Yeah, you have to be really good at boxing. That's what I learned from Day 9. You just box your units over and over again, because that's all you do, really, for early game. Unless you do the harvester trick where you just like rally your harvesters to the closer mineral patches. I got that from DayWalker friend Rabelisk. He just clicked the same mineral patch with one worker over and over again until it started mining. I mean, it gets you like 5-10 more minerals than you usually would, like quicker. So
yeah. I've heard the mineral boosting trick where you click right before the mineral patch and then shift click the mineral patch itself so that the unit it doesn't, like, it re-accelerates once it hits the first checkpoint so that it gets like a bonus amount of minerals. I saw that in a Team Liquid thread, but I mean it's only manageable if you have high APM and you can actually do it, and you don't end up doing it past like the 3-minute mark. But it helps on some players who go for just a straight up one base or all in at a higher level. That really helps them because they can get their racks or their gate out just 5-10 seconds faster.
So Ogna, he's going for the expand before barracks, just like he did in the round of 16 match against AG Bonkers. So definitely picking this map for the macro ability. I mean, he's shown it. Game 1, he macroed out of the proxy robo. First round, he macroed out of the proxy robo. Then against AG Bonkers, did an interesting macro one base timing against James game 1, and last game was the only time you've really seen him falter with that 4-gate. So
yeah, he's going for an expansion now. So just kind of, since it's do or die for him, I think he's just going back to what he knows best. James chronoing out the
SCV ready
Stalker and getting his warp gate research. So I don't think he's going to go for a 4-gate this time. His chrono energy is actually pretty high though, so he could go for it, but it would be pretty delayed because I don't know. Yeah, he's chronoing it now though. It's a possibility. He has
a possibility. I mean,
some players in PvZ and Daywalkers, they win with the Century Immortal all in, and then if they lose with one, they're still going to try another in the 3rd game. I think we saw that the last tournament I casted, it was a week ago, and there was, I think it was Muo or something, just repeatedly did Century Immortal all-ins. Even though his opponent knew it was coming, he was able to win one just because of how refined it was.
Yeah, James is playing a lot of minerals, so yeah, he's going to put that natural down. I think that's a good choice on this map, especially in the position that Ogna's in right now. I mean, you don't want to try a 4-gate against someone who's fortified in a position like this.
Yeah, so he's grabbing a reasonably delayed Nexus, still chronoing out that Warp Gate Research, gonna pop down 2 more gates. I could see a robo out of him and then some macro. But we saw AG Bonkers try to do that. He got a little too greedy and he got punished for it.
I expect the kind of build that he did game 1. It's just like Nexus and then 3-gate pressure. As long as he doesn't run into Sea Stink and Marines, I think that's a pretty good option. Just to hold that Terran 2 bases and force him to tech or try to make a push out. But I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, we've seen Ogna counter that kind of style very well against Bonkers, so we'll have to see how James is able to pull it off. He's grabbing another Nexus, so he's pulling an AG Bonkers to the T, except expanding even faster at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, and I don't know. Ogna seems like he might do the same similar push do what he did to Bunkers. I mean,
yeah, he's getting his
2 racks
energy
down.
base, so he'll have his stim pack, his +1, and a nice clump of bio units off those 3 racks.
He's literally building every building the same way he did against that Bunkers. He was in the bottom left at the same time, or same position. He's got his barracks nicely lined up the same way with his factory right below it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
No tech from James, though. He needs to be getting a robo facility if he wants to go for Colossi. I guess it's going to take him a long time to tech all the way up there.
I actually like the placement of these buildings in the main because, see, what happens, let's say your opponent rushes up that ramp. Because those buildings are there at the top of the ramp, when you click, you're going to click on a building. You're not going to click on the ground next to it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot harder for your opponent to micro once they're in your base. Like, just, you know, just something simple like that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I've never noticed this before, but the base to the right of the main, is that blinkable? Can a Protoss player blink from that?
Yes, you can blink across the gap.
Wait, you mean you like the third base of Ogna into the main?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've kind of wondered that too. It's a pretty big gap.
Yeah. I think that's also another reason too, because you don't want your buildings in that position where you could blink in, snipe like a tech lab, or snipe a unit like a possibly like medevac or banshee or something like that.
Yep.
That's another.
Yep, that is definitely a blinkable gap right there. Also, the same gap is in Vestige, if you notice.
Fatality, you were talking about not noticing things before, and I thought you were going to say the same thing. I would have flipped out. I never realized that the barracks have these little vents on them, and that they're pumping out like a kind of steam from them at all times. That's pretty cool. I never focused on that before.
Uh-oh, here we go. We have James.
Sentry Stalker push out from James.
Oh, and he might force a cancel on this third. I think he will. And
that's all he wants to do, though. He needs to get out and just pull back to his nice little natural location. He's only now getting his robo facility.
Here's that little poke that he has. Oh, these armies are going to not quite, but with good force fields, I think this is a good fight for James, actually. Despite the stim, despite the medevacs, I think...
pretty good force fields, actually, trapping a good number of Marines.
Using a lot more force fields than...
Not enough for him to win this game, but enough for him to kind of force his opponent back for a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely delays it by...
2 medevacs. I don't know if they're faking a drop or not, but they were accidentally going towards the bases of James. Well, there's a very nice string of force fields out of James. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, trouble for Ogna.
Yeah, trouble for our dominant Terran, where 2 medevacs both dying there. They were out of position when he needed the most.
No.
And Asian Fatality were on the verge.
No.
Are you kidding?
Okay, thank God you're back here, because I would have...
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
There's some little Terran god pulling out your internet plug right now, because...
That was terrible timing for that.
But looks like James is going to press on and do a good amount of damage. He killed 17 workers total. And wow, we could have our first DayWalker upset of the night, guys, because James looking to take out Ogna here.
And I'm going to feel like complete crap if James wins.
No. Don't worry, it happens.
It wasn't in the middle of the engage, and it wasn't when he needed to land his force fields, because he was just teetering on the edge. So I think, to give him a second even to look where he was going to place them and know what he was up against.
Hey, damn it.
So James, I mean, he's that 3-base economy really kicking in for him at this point, because he has a nice bank.
Up the ramp against Marines with medevac help.
He doesn't want to pull back, though. He wants to engage this, because he has the supply. Ogna has like a very nice amount of production behind him. He's getting his medevacs out. He could have more, though.
Concave again.
I mean, this turned from a weird Sentry Stalker pushout into a potential game-winning situation for James. SCV's being pulled there. And, I mean,
they're attacking
us outright.
Supply depot, why? Supply depot is burning now.
Yeah, it's just going to give him a wider engagement positioning, I think.
And here's that concave, really nice positioning from Ogna. Oh, man. after those zealots, I mean, this army cannot take on this Terran force, this Terran DPS.
But he doesn't want to overextend here because there is that reinforcement pylon, and in this game, very close now. There's the man.
Oh my gosh!
And I think Ogna might have been able to pull this one out from the dirt and take the game as much as I was ready to call it for James.
I mean, it's still not completely over. Yes, he could storm in with these units right now, but 3-base economy with so many gateways, he could just reinforce over and over again. But Ogna, yeah.
Chrono, though, he has a lot of energy on his natural.
Ogna's gonna try and face this up head on with an immortal in there in the mix, and
the Zealots weren't engaging for the longest time, but now they are, and it looks like Ogna is going to probably take this game. That was a pretty crazy game. I thought James had it for the longest time there.
I thought my lag was going to ruin this game, but Ogna's just
Ogna really earned this victory, I would say. I don't know if he's going to win it right away here with his Bioforce, but it's looking very good for him right now.
It doesn't look like he's going to try and macro out of this. He's going to try and end this game soon.
James has so much bank, he can just warp in units here. Come on now.
So does Ogna, though, if you look at the minerals.
Ogna dropping you in James.
James should engage with probes, though, because he has the kind of worker count for it. I don't think Ogna has any idea that there's a third base, though. He has not scouted it or thought of it, even.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it before. A lot of players will just forego it because it's such an awkward position. But yeah, this is not a awesome position for James. He can't mine from his second or his natural. The second his third gets scouted, it's gonna go down immediately. And Ogna's just streaming unit after unit. There goes that proxy pylon finally going down, and okay, Ogna does have his third command center. But this is a really nice position from our Terran player, and even better now, even better with the Manta scan.
Wow.
So there's the 1G from Ogna. He earned that victory, I have to say. I thought James had it, but Ogna was able to take it out in the end. Very nicely done. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first semi-finalist of the night.